Your garden could look 10x more expensive with just one simple upgrade. And it's not new plants, it's not fancy furniture, it's your edging. Today, I'm showing you 12 amazing garden edging ideas that will completely transform the look of your yard. And number 7 is my personal favorite. Let's get into it. Before we jump in, if you love garden and outdoor transformation content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an idea. And if this video helps you, drop a like. It really helps this channel grow. Okay, let's dive into number 12, living edging, low hedges or ground cover. Kicking off our countdown at number 12 is one of the most beautiful options if you want your border to actually grow and change with the seasons, living edging. Instead of using bricks, stone, or metal, you plant a low, tightly spaced row of greenery to naturally mark the boundary of your garden bed. Think dwarf boxwood hedges for a formal, manicured look, lavender for color and fragrance, or creeping thyme if you want something soft that can even be gently walked on. The biggest advantage here is that living edging never feels static. It fills in, blooms, and matures over time, giving your garden a lush, ever-evolving border. It also softens hard lines between your lawn and flower beds. The downside is maintenance. Regular trimming and occasional replanting are part of the deal. But if you're patient, this is one of the most rewarding, natural-looking edging styles you can choose. Number 11. Brick-and-Mortar raised border. Coming in at number 11 is a step up from basic brick edging, the brick-and-mortar raised border. Here, bricks are cemented together to form a slightly raised wall, usually just a few inches high, running along the edge of your garden bed. This small elevation does more than just look neat. It acts as a mini retaining wall, which is incredibly useful if your garden sits on a slope or if you're dealing with soil that tends to wash out during heavy rain. Because the bricks are mortared in place, this edging is far more permanent and sturdy than loose, unmortared versions, making it a great long-term investment. It also gives your garden a polished, structured appearance that pairs beautifully with traditional or classic home exteriors. The trade-off is installation time and cost, since mortaring requires more skill and effort than simply laying bricks in a trench, but the durability and clean finish make it worth it for many homeowners. Number 10. Boulder edging. At number 10, we have a bold, natural option, boulder edging. Instead of small stones or manufactured materials, this method uses large rocks and boulders to physically define the boundary of a garden bed or landscaped zone. It's especially popular in xeriscaping and drought-tolerant garden designs, where the goal is to reduce water usage while still creating visual interest. Boulders add a rugged, natural aesthetic that works beautifully in desert-style landscapes, mountain-inspired gardens, or anywhere you want a low-maintenance, no-fuss border. Unlike smaller edging materials, boulders don't need to be replaced or repaired often. They're essentially permanent once placed. They also double as functional landscape features, sometimes even serving as seating or focal points within the garden. The main consideration is weight and placement. Moving large boulders typically requires equipment or professional help. But if you want a bold, low-maintenance edge that lasts decades, boulder edging is hard to beat. Number 9. Corten steel edging. Number 9 on our list is one of the trendiest options in modern landscaping right now, Corten steel edging. This material is specially designed to develop a rich, rusted patina over time, giving your garden an industrial chic designer look that's incredibly popular in contemporary and minimalist landscape design. Unlike regular steel, Corten steel's rust layer actually protects it from further corrosion, meaning that aged look you see is also functional and long-lasting. It's flexible enough to create smooth, sweeping curves, making it perfect for modern garden beds, pathways, and raised planters. Landscape designers love it because it creates crisp, defined lines while still blending naturally with plants and greenery. It does tend to be pricier than basic edging materials, and the rusting process can take a few months to develop fully. But if you're going for a high-end, magazine-worthy garden aesthetic, Corten steel edging delivers a look you simply can't get with cheaper alternatives. Number 8. Recycled bottle edging. At number 8, we've got a fun, eco-friendly, and totally unique idea, recycled bottle edging. This creative method involves taking empty glass bottles, burying them neck down into the soil along your garden's border so only the round bottoms are visible above ground. The result is a colorful, whimsical, one-of-a-kind edge that instantly becomes a conversation piece. You can mix different bottle colors, green, brown, clear, or blue, to create patterns or a rainbow effect along your border. This is one of the most budget-friendly options on our list since you're upcycling materials you likely already have at home instead of buying new supplies. It's also a fantastic weekend project for families or anyone who enjoys hands-on garden projects. Keep in mind that bottle edging works best in casual cottage-style or whimsical gardens rather than formal landscapes. If you want a border that's playful, sustainable, and totally custom to your personality, this one is worth trying. Number 7. Scalloped edging, also known as wave pattern edging. We've reached number 7, and this is my personal favorite, scalloped edging, also known as wave pattern edging. This classic style features a repeating series of gentle curves or scallops running along the border of your garden bed, creating a playful, decorative rhythm that instantly upgrades the look of any front yard. It's a beloved staple in traditional American landscaping and pairs beautifully with cottage-style homes, colorful flower beds, and manicured lawns. Scalloped edging is typically made from durable plastic, resin, or metal, making it easy to install and long-lasting once it's in the ground. What makes this style so popular is how much visual charm it adds without requiring major landscaping work. It's a simple upgrade with a big impact. It also holds mulch and soil in place effectively, keeping your beds looking tidy for longer. If you want a border that feels nostalgic, cheerful, and instantly recognizable, scalloped edging is a fantastic go-to choice. Sliding into number 6 is practical, low-maintenance solution, gravel-filled trench edging. This method involves digging a shallow trench along the border of your garden bed and filling it with decorative gravel or small stones. Beyond just looking clean and tidy, this style serves a real functional purpose. It improves drainage around your plants and creates a physical barrier that stops grass and weeds from creeping into your flower beds. Gravel edging works well in almost any garden style, from modern minimalist yards to rustic natural landscapes, and it comes in a variety of colors and stone sizes to match your aesthetic. It's also one of the more budget-friendly options, since gravel is inexpensive and widely available. Maintenance is minimal. Occasionally, you'll need to top up the gravel or remove stray weeds, but there's no painting, staining, or heavy lifting involved. If you want function and simplicity without sacrificing style, this is a smart, practical pick. At number 5, we have one of the most affordable and long-lasting options on this list, concrete block edging. These pre-made blocks are simply laid end-to-end along the border of your garden, creating a sturdy, uniform edge that holds up well against weather, foot traffic, and time. What makes concrete blocks so versatile is their ability to be customized. You can paint them, stain them, or leave them in their natural gray finish to match your home's exterior or your garden's overall color scheme. They're also widely available at most hardware stores, making this one of the easiest edging projects for beginners to tackle in a single weekend. Concrete blocks work well for both curved and straight borders, giving you flexibility in design. While they may not have the natural charm of stone or wood, their durability and low cost make them a practical favorite for homeowners who want a clean, reliable border without breaking the budget. Coming in at number 4 is a rustic, budget-friendly favorite, wooden log edging. This style uses small logs, branches, or cut timber pieces placed vertically or horizontally along the border of a garden bed, creating a natural, woodland-inspired look. It's especially popular choice for vegetable gardens, herb beds, and cottage-style landscapes, where a rugged, organic aesthetic fits perfectly. Wooden edging blends seamlessly into natural surroundings and pairs beautifully with mulch, wildflowers, and greenery. One of the biggest appeals of this option is affordability. If you have access to fallen branches or leftover timber, you can create this edging at little to no cost. It's also a simple, satisfying DIY project that doesn't require any special tools or skills. The main downside is longevity. Untreated wood will naturally break down over several years due to moisture and insects, so occasional replacement is expected. Still, for a charming, earthy border on a budget, wooden log edging is hard to beat. At number 3, we have a sleek, modern option that's a favorite among landscape professionals, metal edging, typically made from steel or aluminum. This style creates thin, nearly invisible borders that let your plants and mulch take center stage while still providing a clean, defined line between your garden bed and lawn. Metal edging is incredibly flexible, allowing it to follow sharp curves or perfectly straight lines with ease, which makes it ideal for modern, minimalist landscape designs. It's also extremely durable, resisting cracking, fading, and warping far better than plastic alternatives, and it typically lasts for decades once properly installed. Because it sits mostly at or below ground level, it won't distract from the overall look of your garden. It simply does its job quietly and effectively. Installation does require careful measuring and some physical effort to drive stakes into the ground, but the payoff is a crisp, professional-looking border that elevates the appearance of your entire outdoor space. Almost at the top, number 2 on our countdown is the natural stone border, a timeless choice loved for its organic cottage garden charm. Unlike uniform bricks or manufactured blocks, natural stones come in varying shapes, sizes, and colors, giving your garden border a unique, one-of-a-kind look that feels like it belongs in the landscape rather than added on top of it. This style works beautifully for informal flower beds, winding garden pathways, and rustic or cottage-style homes. Stones can be stacked for a slightly raised effect or laid flat along the ground for a more subtle border. Because natural stone is so durable, it can handle harsh weather, foot traffic, and years of exposure without losing its beauty. In fact, many stone borders look even better as they age and weather naturally. Sourcing and arranging stones can take a bit more time and effort compared to uniform materials, but the resulting charm and character are absolutely worth it for garden lovers.
And here we are, number 1 on our countdown, the most timeless and universally loved option, classic brick edging. Bricks have been used in garden design for centuries, and it's easy to see why. They're durable, affordable, and incredibly easy to install, making them a favorite for both beginner gardeners and seasoned landscapers alike. You have plenty of design flexibility too. Lay them flat in a straight line for a clean, traditional look, angle them diagonally in what's called a soldier course for added texture, or arrange them in a scalloped pattern for a more decorative touch. Brick edging pairs beautifully with almost any home style, from classic colonial to modern farmhouse, making it one of the most versatile choices on this entire list. It also holds up incredibly well over time, resisting weather damage and rarely needing replacement. If you want a border that's proven, reliable, and endlessly adaptable, classic brick edging is the perfect way to top off our list. And there you have it. 12 amazing garden edging ideas to take your outdoor space to the next level. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, and if you're planning a garden makeover this season. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you catch our next garden transformation video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.